The night the internet went silent wasn't the night the headlines broke. It was the night the video surfaced. For a few seconds, nothing made sense. A flicker of dim hallway light. A timestamp that made fans freeze. And a shadow everyone swore they recognized. By the time morning came, the name on every screen was the same: Yu Menglong. But what truly shook the fandom wasn't just the tragic news connected to September 11, 2025. It was what came after. In this video, you're going to uncover the chilling timeline behind the alleged leaked footage, the moment the United States reportedly took interest, and the questions that still refuse to go away. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear isn't just emotional, it's deeply unsettling. Because some fans are now asking one terrifying question. Was this really just a tragic end, or is there something we're still missing? The hours following Yu Menglong's reported passing were already heavy with grief. Social media feeds filled with heartbreak. Fan edits flooded timelines. Candle emojis appeared under every post connected to his name. But grief quickly turned into confusion. Then suspicion. Then a storm. Late on September 12, barely 24 hours after the initial reports, whispers began circulating in private fan groups. Not public posts, private ones. Screenshots. Blurry clips. Claims of unreleased footage. At first, most people ignored it. Celebrity rumors are nothing new. The internet has seen its share of false alarms and cruel hoaxes. But this time, the conversation didn't die down. It escalated. According to multiple fan accounts, the alleged footage first appeared on an obscure forum known for sharing unverified celebrity material. Within minutes, screen recordings began spreading across messaging apps. What did the clip supposedly show? Not what many expected. Instead of anything dramatic or explosive, the footage, described by those who claimed to have seen it, reportedly captured quiet, ordinary moments from the final hours before Yu Menglong's death on September 11, 2025. And that's exactly what made it so disturbing. Because in the background, something didn't add up. Fans began freezing frames, zooming corners, enhancing shadows. The kind of digital detective work that online communities have perfected over the years. One detail started trending above all others. A second figure. At first, skeptics dismissed it as video noise. Compression artifacts. Poor lighting. But the more the clip circulated, the louder the theories became. Who was that person? Why hadn't they been mentioned? And why did the timestamp raise even more questions? Within 48 hours, the situation had exploded beyond fan spaces. Hashtags connected to Yu Menglong began trending internationally. Emotional tribute posts were now mixed with speculation threads. Then came the twist nobody expected. Reports, still debated and unconfirmed, began claiming that US-based cyber analysts had taken interest in the circulation of the alleged leak. Not because of the celebrity involved, but because of how rapidly the footage was spreading across encrypted platforms. That single rumor poured gasoline on an already raging fire. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. It wasn't just about grief anymore. It became about mystery. Fans who had been quietly mourning now found themselves caught between heartbreak and curiosity. Some demanded the footage be removed out of respect. Others insisted the truth, whatever it was, needed to come out. Meanwhile, people close to the situation remained largely silent, which only intensified the speculation. Because on the internet, silence is rarely interpreted as calm. It's interpreted as tension. As days passed, digital investigators, both amateur and professional, began analyzing the clip frame by frame. Lighting patterns, time stamps, reflection angles. Even the hallway architecture became a topic of heated debate. Some viewers insisted the footage proved nothing suspicious at all. Others weren't convinced. One viral post summed up the mood perfectly. We came here to mourn, but now we're left with questions. And those questions kept multiplying. Why did the alleged video surface so quickly after the news? Who originally uploaded it? And perhaps most haunting of all was the clip complete. Because several users claimed the version circulating online appeared to be trimmed. That claim, more than anything else, sent chills through the fandom. The emotional weight of Yu Menglong's passing was already heavy. For many fans, he wasn't just another actor, he was comfort during difficult times, the face behind characters that helped people escape reality for a while. So when uncertainty entered the picture, it hit differently. You could see it in the comments. Grief mixed with unease. Love mixed with doubt. And across platforms, one phrase kept appearing again and again. Something feels off. Behind the scenes, digital safety advocates began warning fans not to spread unverified footage. They reminded viewers how easily misinformation can spiral, especially in emotionally charged moments. But by then, the internet momentum was already in motion. And momentum online is very hard to stop. What made the situation even more emotional was the wave of tribute videos that continued pouring in. Soft piano edits. Behind-the-scenes smiles. Interviews where Yu Menglong laughed freely. The contrast was heartbreaking. On one side, warmth, memories, celebration of his life. On the other, cold speculation and unanswered questions. Some fans chose to step back completely, focusing only on honoring him. Others remained glued to every update, hoping clarity would eventually emerge. And somewhere in the middle sat the quiet majority, people who didn't know what to believe anymore. As the days turned into weeks, no universally confirmed explanation about the alleged footage fully satisfied the online community. Discussions cooled slightly, but the curiosity never completely disappeared. Because once a mystery enters the internet, it rarely vanishes. It just waits. And even now, long after September 11, 2025, the emotional echo of that moment still lingers across fan spaces. Not just because of loss, but because of the questions that followed. What really happened in those final hours? Was the viral clip misunderstood? Or did the speed of online speculation create a storm bigger than the truth itself? One thing is certain, Yu Menglong's impact on fans didn't end with his passing. If anything, the intense global reaction proved just how deeply people connected with him. And maybe that's the most powerful part of this entire story. Behind every rumor, every trending hashtag, every late-night theory thread, there were real people grieving someone who meant something to them. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Do you think the internet overreacted to the alleged leaked footage? Or do you believe there are still unanswered questions that deserve attention? The moment part 1 ended, the internet did not calm down. If anything, the silence grew louder. Because once fans finished replaying that alleged hallway footage connected to Yu Menglong, a new wave of digital detectives stepped forward, and what they focused on next sent chills across the fandom. Not the shadow. Not the timestamp. But the missing seconds. Yes, the missing seconds. According to several viral breakdowns, the circulating clip, the same one that exploded across fan spaces after the tragic events of September 11, 2025, appeared to have a microjump. Barely noticeable at first glance. Something most casual viewers would never catch. But the internet is rarely casual. Frame-by-frame analysts began posting side-by-side comparisons. Slowed-down versions. Enhanced brightness edits. And slowly, a theory started to form, one that made even longtime fans uneasy. What if the footage wasn't complete? That single question cracked open a floodgate of speculation. Within hours, hashtags began shifting. No longer just mourning posts. No longer just tribute edits. Now the conversation carried a new tone, cautious, investigative, almost restless. Because in emotional moments like this, uncertainty spreads faster than facts. One viral thread that gained massive traction pointed out a tiny flicker in the video's timestamp alignment. The numbers didn't appear to flow perfectly smoothly. To most people, it meant nothing. To online investigators, it meant everything. Comments started pouring in. Why does the timer jump? Was something cut out? Who edited this clip? The energy across fan communities changed almost overnight. What made the situation even more intense was the timing. The alleged footage didn't surface weeks later. It didn't appear months down the line. It showed up almost immediately after news of Yu Menglong's passing began circulating. And in the digital age, speed always raises eyebrows. Fans who had initially dismissed the rumors began returning for a second look. Then a third. Then a fourth. Emotional reactions mixed with analytical curiosity, creating a storm of attention that refused to fade. Meanwhile, others urged caution. Several prominent fan pages posted emotional reminders: respect the family, avoid spreading unverified material, focus on honoring Yu Menglong's work and legacy. But the internet rarely moves in just one direction. For every voice calling for calm, another thread appeared asking deeper questions. One particularly viral edit, viewed millions of times, zoomed into the lower corner of the alleged footage. The creator didn't claim anything outright. They simply circled a moment where the lighting seemed to shift slightly between frames. That was enough. Comment sections exploded. Some viewers insisted it was just compression distortion, the kind that happens when videos are shared repeatedly across platforms. Others weren't convinced. Because the more people looked, the more theories multiplied. Behind the scenes, digital media experts began weighing in cautiously. Most emphasized an important reality: heavily shared clips often degrade, glitch, and create visual artifacts that look suspicious even when nothing unusual occurred. But emotional audiences don't always respond to technical explanations. Especially when grief is involved. What made this moment uniquely powerful was the emotional attachment fans had to Yu Menglong. This wasn't just another trending topic. For many viewers, he represented comfort dramas, late-night binge sessions, characters that helped them through personal struggles. So when uncertainty entered the narrative, it hit deeper. You could feel it in the tone of the comments. Not anger. Not even pure suspicion. But something heavier. Unease. As the days following September 11, 2025 continued to unfold, the conversation around the alleged video began splitting into three clear camps. The first group believed the clip was exactly what it appeared to be: ordinary surveillance footage misinterpreted by an overactive internet. The second group remained firmly skeptical, insisting the timing irregularities deserved closer scrutiny. And the third group chose to step away completely, focusing only on memorial posts and emotional tributes. Interestingly, it was this third group that began posting some of the most moving content. Soft piano montages. Behind-the-scenes laughter clips. Interviews where Yu Menglong spoke gently to fans. These videos started gaining traction, almost like the fandom itself was trying to rebalance the emotional weight of the moment. Because beneath all the speculation, one truth remained undeniable. People were hurting. Still, the Part 1 footage refused to disappear from discussion threads. Especially after one late-night livestream pushed the conversation even further. A well-known online commentator, careful not to make direct accusations, replayed the alleged clip in slow motion for nearly 20 minutes. They pointed out frame transitions, compression blocks, and lighting flickers, repeatedly reminding viewers that digital artifacts can be misleading. But the visual analysis had an unintended effect. It reignited curiosity. Within hours, new edits began circulating again. Not dramatically different, just sharper, slower, more zoomed in than before. And with each new version, the same haunting question returned. Are we seeing the full picture? What made this entire situation so emotionally complex was the absence of clear, unified confirmation about the clip's origin. In the modern internet landscape, that kind of uncertainty acts like fuel. Not explosive fuel, but slow-burning fuel. The kind that keeps conversations alive long after headlines fade. Even weeks after the initial shock of September 11, 2025, discussion threads continued resurfacing periodically. Not in the same explosive way, but enough to show that the curiosity hadn't fully disappeared. Because mysteries tied to beloved public figures rarely fade quickly. Especially when video evidence, real or misunderstood, becomes part of the story. One particularly emotional fan comment summed up the mood across the community. "We came to remember him, but the internet won't stop asking questions." That sentence spread widely, reposted thousands of times across platforms. It captured something deeper than speculation. It captured conflict. The conflict between grief and curiosity. Between respect and the human urge to understand what happened. And that's exactly why part 1 of this story continues to hold such powerful emotional weight even now. Not because of confirmed answers, but because of the questions that linger in the quiet spaces between frames. Before we continue deeper in the next part, I want to hear directly from you. Do you believe the alleged footage was simply misunderstood because of video compression and internet resharing? Or do you think there are still small details that deserve a closer look? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what you noticed. If this deep dive kept you hooked and helped you understand why the internet reacted so strongly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional and investigative breakdowns like this. And one more important question for you. When you think about Yu Menglong today, what moment of his career do you believe fans should remember the most? Let's talk in the comments.